Same with me. Okay.
Right, let's have a look. Knock on the wall, see if he knows.
Okay, yours is good, I believe.
We're good. Just seeing if we're live. Double check for us. Nick says we're all good, so
And I'm good, so I think that's good.
brilliant. Right, I'll let you take it away.
Alright, so anyone watching, thank you for joining. This is another live stream for Marvel Madden Thwip Media. Today we're just going to be talking about What If Season 2 and Echo. This has been one that we've been waiting to do for a while. Just wanted to get our franchise streams out of the way first before we dived into this one. But before we get into it, I just wanted to say I have an announcement for my channel. So if anyone didn't know, I had two channels. There was a personal one, and then there was my Thwip Media channel. As of 8 o'clock Eastern Time today, everything has merged over. So the personal channel is now Thwip Media, and all of my content from last year is out for anyone to watch. So you can see, I guess, where I've started and and where I've gotten to today. So everything is out on the channel now if you want to check it out. And yeah, just wanted to say thank you for all the support. If people have been on both channels, and anyone watching my personal channel, just thank you for the constant views and support on that, so appreciate it. And so I don't know if you want to introduce yourself as well, but that's really all I had to say about my channel.
Obviously, I'm Dwayne Captain Coffey from Marvel Mad. I just want to say, yeah, check out his personal. Now he's merged into two. The content he's done for since I've known him and that lot, he's been absolutely fantastic and outstanding. So now he's merged both the channels together. It's going to be absolutely amazing to see everything he's got on there and that lot. And honestly, it's well worth checking out and having a look because yeah, I can't rate the boy highly enough. He's absolutely brilliant that lot. I just want to say sorry for being late as well. And that lot, it's my bad on my end because technology is having my arse handed to me today. But we're all good. Touch wood. Nothing's gonna knacker me up now, and we're all good to go. But yeah, yes, it is the Echo and What If Season 2 reviews for myself and Nate from Marvel, Thwip Media. Well, so yeah, we're just going to chat about it and see what we thought about the series a lot. But let's have that
Yeah,
icebreaker
okay.
question first. So, what you got for us?
So this is one that I chose, and I was thinking, wow, this is going to be a tough one. So, what is your favorite Stan Lee cameo? I've got a few, but I couldn't narrow it down to one.
Right, there's one that did he was it? Can't think which one it is now. That way, there was one. I think was it in the Avengers one? There was one close to his passing, and when I see that one, I can't remember if it was in the one of the Avengers ones right at the end, or it was the Spider-Man one. I'm not too sure. But I can't. That one. Whenever I see him in that, it breaks my heart, sort of thing. When I see him, but the other one that I remember seeing is the Deadpool one. The funniest wise, Deadpool one's brilliant when he's like bringing the strippers
Oh,
out and he's like hyping them all up. Oh, it's so funny. Here comes Chastity, and he's like really bigging it up and that lot. That one, funny wise, for me, absolutely just kills me every single time. But then I'm gonna have to look it up because there's one near his passing, and I see him, and he just has me in bits, absolutely in bits, that sort of thing. But yeah, what's your favorite
so
one?
there were two or three that came to mind. One of them is the security guard for the Winter Soldier when he's walking through the museum
Oh,
and he notices the costume's gone. That one's really good. Um, oh, what was the other one? There's I mean, the Iron Man one's classic when he's like going in the red carpet and he thinks he's Hugh Hefner and he turns around and he's like, "Wait, what? Who is that?"
Mm.
Um, that was one that I don't think anyone would have even thought that they were gonna do it at that
No.
point because that was the first one. So, well, not the first cameo,
Mm.
but the first MCU movie. So, that was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't think of what the third one was. But the security guard one, I think, might be number one because that one's just. I don't know if going into the movie they have to form the cameo scene around the story and then they know, okay, this
Mm.
is exactly where the cameo is going, but it fits so well in that movie,
Mm.
like just before
Yeah.
they go to the final fight with the helicarriers. I thought that was really cool.
And what one that always, now you've said it as well, the one that always comes to my mind is the end of Civil War
Tony
features. Like,
Stank.
we got a package to Tony
Yeah.
Stank. Like, yeah, I love that one sort of thing.
Oh,
And then
I was gonna say
go on.
just the homecoming one too, when he's stopping the guy from stealing the car and he's up in the building and everyone's yelling at Peter and he's like, "Don't make me come down there, you punk." And then that one's
Oh
good
yeah,
too.
that's it. The other one I just thought of is the Guardians of the Galaxy one as well, where he's sat with all the watchers
Yeah,
that
true.
there, and he's like, "You're not going to give me a lift over," and they'll start walking
Yeah.
away from him, and he's sat on the rock.
Yeah, there was
I
that
love
whole
that one.
theory when
Absolutely
that
love that
came
one.
out
Yeah.
that all the cameos are him as informants to the Watchers. And I thought that was really cool how someone came up with that and it just caught
it
on.
it would make sense. Yeah, they said it makes sense now if it was because it's about
He
right
just
really
happens to
when
be
you think
everywhere.
about it that lot. And exactly, he's always at these big events. That he's always watching. He's always like
Yeah.
there. That lot. So yes, the first one. Well, the first thing we're gonna talk about that lot is obviously what if season two. And yourself, you wanted to go through episode by
Yeah,
episode of that
so what
lot?
I've done is I've got like a brief
Yeah.
overall like thought on it and then I've got each episode broken down. So
Yeah. So we've got take away, my
sure.
friend, and we'll go from there.
Okay, so just for both of these, overall, I think they're well done continuations to Phase 5. I think they're starting to kind of get their footing going on, like the
Yeah.
content quality that they're putting out. They're two very different projects, though. They tackle
Oh,
very
massive.
different things, but I think they're starting to get their footing in terms of the quality, in terms of the the point of direction for the overall story. I think they still need to work on because they got so much randomness going on.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
It's
so
not
for
really, especially for what if. There's not really much coherent sort of thing. It's just like straight over there, then to over there, and then over there sort of
yeah,
thing. There's nothing free flowing, linking them all properly sort of thing.
but
So
also just in terms of projects in the multiverse saga, you've got like a few projects that tackle the multiverse, but you've also got all these other random ones that have nothing to do with that. So I think
yeah.
they just need to find a clear direction for what the multiverse saga is going to. So,
Well,
um,
when we did that live stream talking about them having more of a series based, is that starting this year?
I
Or did
think
that
so
start
because
at the end of
Deadpool
last
3
year?
is the only movie coming out this year.
Yeah, for MCU
Yeah.
wise, it's the only one into it sort of thing. So I wonder if now that's sort of kicking in now, you can sort of see, especially with Echo as well. That's a very more of a series progression sort of one where it's not just like I in the One Division where it's just like this big
Yeah.
thing happens and that's it. So it probably bodes well with them having that this break now, just having Deadpool, and then they can
Yeah.
continue from that sort of thing.
So for What If, overall, I really enjoyed it. It was a huge step up from season 1. In terms of like the storytelling, it was more ambitious and creative. The animation was still incredible. Um, I thought it was the perfect length too. I can't remember how long season 1 was, but this one was 9 episodes, I believe, or 8.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and I think the daily release was cool. I preferred this for this kind of show
Mm,
more than the like weekly release that season 1 did. I thought
yeah.
that was a bit like drawn out and not many people had a ton of interest in it at the time. But I think now that
No.
they did it daily, you had something every day, and you could just binge it like within a couple
Oh.
days instead of like weeks after. Um,
Mm.
so I thought it was cool, just like you could dive in and experience the whole thing right away, basically. Um, so before I get into each episode, what were your brief thoughts on the whole season?
It's- I really enjoyed it. Again, I think they took a really big risk with the Mohawk episode. With I can't remember what the
Kahori.
girl's name was in that lot, but they took a really big risk with that. Kapori, that's it. I think they took a really big risk with her, but having that episode really branched out for them, I think, in that lot. That episode, as well as the I think it was the 1602 episode, as well, and the final episode, they were my three favourites out of them
Okay.
all. But all in all, I think it's really good in that lot, and just having so different perspectives and just seeing some of the characters link up and continue it on sort of thing was really good. Like I said, the daily release was just ideal sort of thing because especially over the
Yeah.
Christmas period as well, there's not really much everything going off, so it was nice to go. Well, done that bit of work for today. Now you can sit down, relax with your family, and enjoy that sort of thing. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. With them, I like for cartoons like the animations and stuff. Half-hour episodes, I think, are just
Yeah.
ideal sort of thing. Just nice, quick puncher, get the story across. It's done, dusted sort of thing. But yeah, all in all, I really enjoyed it. And again, like you said, story wise as well, very much improved on
Yeah.
season one sort of thing.
All right. So for episode one was what if Nebula joined the Nova Corps? So I think this one was very interesting. It's very Blade Runner-esque. I saw that comparison a lot when it came out. It's very dark, futuristic. It's very different from anything we've seen. It was cool to see a different take on Nebula. I think she's a cool character. We saw a version of her in season one with the wig or whatever in the Star-Lord one.
Yeah.
The fan response to her character has clearly resonated with Marvel Studios.
Oh,
So I think they need
massively.
to, like, I think they realized for this season they need to give her something because the fans clearly like her. Was the episode necessary? No, but it was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I like as well how a lot of the actors have come back to voice
yeah,
their characters this time as well, sort of thing. So you had a few in season one, sort of thing. There wasn't overly a lot, sort of thing, but a
no,
lot more seems to have come back for this season two to voice their own characters, which were really nice, and I enjoyed it, to be honest.
yeah. Like Karen Gillan came back for Nebula. Seth Green came back for Howard the Duck.
Yeah,
Um,
I totally forgot he'd been done them for the others. I
yeah,
really did. Because then when I talked to Jason as well on the channel from the channel, I was like, "Is he? Did he do the ones really?" And I had to go back and go, "Oh bloody hell, yeah, of course." I never would have guessed. Never would have guessed in a million
yeah.
years.
Some of them, like even though like the one that played Nova Prime, I wasn't completely sure because the actress is Glenn Close that plays her in the movie. Um, I wasn't sure if it was her or not because it sounded very close, but then in the credits
Mm,
it wasn't her. So I think they've
yeah,
nailed getting people that sound very similar to the actual actors. Um, and like,
especially with Steve Rogers and Tony Stark as well. Two
yeah,
actors that voiced him in this sound a hell of a lot like obviously Chris Pratt and Robert Downey Jr. sort of thing.
yeah. Um, all right. So
Not
what were
Chris
your
Pratt.
Evans?
Evans, that's it.
So what were
I'm
your
still recovering. You give me
what
that.
what were your thoughts on episode one?
Again, really enjoyed it. A nice introduction to it, sort of thing. Seeing that sort of different side to Nebula, how she's not done the Thanos sort of route and she's joined Nova Corps and that lot, which is really nice. And yeah, I loved. I got because I always remember him from Shaun of the Dead. The guard. I always call him like Peter Finowitz. I can never remember his
Oh,
proper name, but
yeah, Pete.
yeah, Pete. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
He as soon as I recognised his voice, 'cause obviously he was in the first Guardians as well.
yeah,
As soon as I recognised his voice, I thought, oh, he's come back for it as well. That's brilliant. So yeah, I just them little bits that I noticed were brilliant. But yeah, again, yeah, it wasn't really necessarily needed, but yeah, really good now, and a nice starting point, to be honest.
Yeah. Just when you brought up Shaun of the Dead, I just think of that
Yeah.
scene when they're at the stairs and they're like, Pete. Yeah.
Hey, Pete, he's not
Yeah.
in.
All right. Episode 2. This one was one of my favorites. It was What If Peter Quill Attacked Earth's Mightiest Heroes? So for this one, it took place in the 80s. I thought that's really cool. It was probably the one I was most looking forward to, actually.
Oh,
Because
really?
the
Okay.
trailer captivated me with those clips of you see T'Chaka, you see Hank Pym, you see Goliath. I thought, oh, this is gonna be awesome because that's a really different lineup, and I thought that was cool. So for that team, you had Hank Pym, T'Chaka, Goliath, Marvel, Winter Soldier, and then Thor showed up at the end. So I thought that Avengers lineup was really cool. And then you get Peggy Carter and Howard Stark in the background with it too.
Mm.
Um, so overall, I thought it was a well-told story. Peter's just overcoming ego's pressure and manipulation into becoming this like planet killer for his expansion. I thought it was well paced and there was a lot of cool action, like that whole end sequence with all the ego, um, whatever they're called, like stone versions of ego.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool how they were all fighting them there, and then the fight at I can't remember, was it Coney Island wherever the
I was gonna say it's Coney Island
okay,
that lot because again that was just another Warriors. But I love the Warriors in that lot. So anything with Coney Island, I'm game.
yeah, so I thought that was cool. um and yeah, I just really like the overall like tone of this. Like it was a very um like if it was a movie, it seemed like it would be a high stakes movie because like
Yeah.
this is a literal celestial child that you're dealing with, and these are like heroes that have never worked together before, and they're going after this, and I thought that was cool.
Uh, I say for myself, I say again, really enjoyed it. It's nice to see Star Lord not as Star Lord and just like
Yeah,
a child version of sort of thing, and it's just seeing them all like realizing, hang on a minute, he's he's not your normal kid, and you have to really take him out quick, and then having that conflict as like, hang on a minute, wow, what's going on, and then seeing how powerful he is, really nice take on him, as in seeing him actually being dropped off into ego as well, sort of thing, and
yeah,
seeing him grow up with that. I was like, damn, things could have turned a hell of a lot more.
yeah,
But no, again, a really good episode. Again, not one you probably needed in the grand schemes of the series, but again, it works well. Another nice, hard hitting episode. So yeah, it's quite nice.
yeah. So episode 3 was What If Happy Hogan Saved Christmas? This was the Christmas Eve release one, I believe. It came out on Christmas
Yes,
Eve.
yeah.
um I thought it was okay. It's just Die Hard with the Avengers. I wasn't super invested in it. I wasn't expecting Happy to turn into the Freak, which is
Yeah.
a random thing to introduce, but it's a part of the character in the comics, so I guess they thought, why not? Um, the one thing I thought was cool though was Justin Hammer coming back and Sam Rockwell playing him again.
Mm.
I think he needs to come back to the live action MCU. I
Oh
think
yeah,
that'd be
I'd
really
love that.
cool. I'd like to see
Absolutely
him
love
in
that.
Armor Wars, if that's even still happening.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, it's a movie now. I think it was supposed to
yeah,
originally be a series, weren't it? But they put it to a movie now.
yeah. So I'm interested to see if he comes back for that because I'm hoping now that they've reestablished their relationship with him, they said, "Hey, do you want to maybe come onto the set and maybe do something for this movie?" Because Sam Rockwell is a really great actor, and I think
Mm.
he deserves to come back as Justin Hammer and cause some more trouble for the Iron Man side of the MCU.
It's again, if you brought him back to onwards, it just makes sense.
Yeah,
It's literally that continuation sort of thing. Again, yeah, I'd have preferred this one to actually be on Christmas Day. That's the only sort of gripe I had about this sort of thing. But again, I loved it having the all the sort of references to Die
yeah,
Hard, and I just thought it was really funny. That lot, seeing Hogan like turning to the Freak, and I was not expecting that in the slightest. That really was a shock to me, sort of thing. That really got me. I was like, damn, okay, we're doing this then, okay. But yeah, I did wish it'd been on Christmas Day because I think it'd fit better on Christmas Day than it would have done Christmas Eve, sort of thing. But again, I really enjoyed this one, and this was the sort of first one that I felt, yeah, now this belongs in this series, and this sort of proved fruit as well that it linked up to other ones later on. So I was quite happy with this one. And out of the first like three, this is the one I enjoyed the most, sort of thing.
Okay. That's very interesting. I thought 2 was the strongest out of the first 3, but that's cool.
Yeah, no, I was quite happy with three. It's been number two.
Now this one, episode 4, What If Iron Man Crashed into the Grand Master? This was very uninteresting to me. It wasn't appealing at all to me. It didn't keep my attention. And I'm not sure how other people think, but the Grand Master is just way over the top for me. Like, Jeff Goldblum he's fine. Like, as an actor, he's not the greatest
Oh,
actor.
okay.
He's
Oh, but yeah.
he's okay. I didn't even really like his character in Ragnarok. Um, so yeah, I don't know. He's just kind of cringy. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. You just
Um,
surprised me.
so this episode for me was definitely like filler, and it was actually supposed to be in season 1, but
Yeah,
they
yeah.
delayed it because of production issues or something like that. Um, it was interesting seeing Tony and Gamora interact because that never happened in the movies.
No.
Um, but other than that, not a huge fan of this one. It was just very random. Like he crashes on Sakaar, then they do a whole Mario Kart tournament thing. Like, okay.
I, myself, again, this shouldn't have been on Christmas Day. It didn't fit the Christmas Day sort of thing for me. That's why I had three instead of episode three on this one instead. And you could tell it didn't really fit with it supposed to be in season one, sort of thing. So it just
Yeah.
felt off. It was all right. I could watch it. It was quite nice seeing that him not coming through the hole in the first Avengers film and him just being
I
lost in
thought
space. I
that was
quite
cool.
like that. That
How
was quite
he goes to
interesting.
Sakaar that way. I
Yeah.
thought that was cool, but yeah.
Mm. And you do surprise me, Jeff Goldblum. I love Jeff Goldblum, to be honest. That really surprised me with that. But I can understand what you mean about the Grandmaster now. Like, it's just been a very,
He's very
not blasé,
yeah.
but
It's like
yeah, he's not.
I don't know how to describe it. He's just not
Yeah,
I don't know. It's not a character you can easily like say, yeah, that's my favorite character there.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, it was all right. Again, I had the same sort of feeling we did with the first two episodes. It was okay, probably not necessary, and it would have probably deserved to be better in season one. But obviously, with the production issues and stuff like that, obviously
Yeah.
it weren't to be. But yeah, it would have been better in season one myself. But it was all right. There's nothing special.
Yeah. All right, episode 5. What if Captain Carter fought the Hydra Stomper? Oh, nice. Is that the season 2 suit?
No, that's season one.
Okay.
Or might be season two. Actually. No, I think. I don't know, I think that's season one. You can tell. Not overly
Okay.
too sure though.
Yeah, it's nice.
Reminds me of the season, the one that Captain America wears to infiltrate the boat.
Yeah, because in season
That's
2, that's the one she has
that's
is
that is, isn't it? Yeah,
the silver Union
yeah, the
Jack.
silver thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it is actually season two. Oh, never noticed that.
So for this one, I thought it was really cool. It's a very different take on what the Winter Soldier's story could have been if you had just a few different characters. I really like Captain Carter's character. I think she carries the entire show. And it's a great use of Peggy to keep her in the MCU because obviously her live action time is probably over unless they go back.
Just a bit.
But yeah, I think she fits really well in this show, and I'd like to see more of her in future animation, whether it's in this show or any other show. And I think the relationship between Steve and Peggy was well explored in this. Like, obviously,
yeah.
it's it's not like, because Steve and Bucky are basically brothers in the Winter Soldier, and they're like trying to like fix their friendship that way, but it's Peggy trying to fix her love relationship with Steve, and he's kind of been brainwashed and all that kind of stuff. So I thought that was cool, and for this one, I overall really enjoyed it. I thought it was cool.
Again, I absolutely adored this one because just seeing anything with Peggy Carter in it, and that Captain Carter, I just absolutely love. And having like the take of the the Winter Soldier like storyline, as well as you've got the Black Panther storyline with the Red Room up above and that lot, and linking them two in together was really nice and really interesting to see. And having like Steve be the Winter Soldier esque sort of character,
Yeah.
I really did enjoy that. And I say after this one, I come up to my like one of my favorite episodes in this sort of thing. This one as well as the Die Hard episodes. They were the two for me at this point in time. They were the two for me in that lot. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one. And just having Carter in it as well. Just yeah, you can't go wrong with Agent Carter or Peggy Carter. Sorry,
Yeah.
can't go wrong with it at all.
Yeah, she's really good. Um, Episode 6. What if Kahori reshaped the world? So for me, this was my second favorite episode of the season. I thought it was very well done. It's an interesting new character. It's completely original. Like Marvel Studios actually created this character for the show. She has a very interesting backstory. It was interesting to see her explore her like ancestry through like the Tesseract powers. Like she's brought into this whole realm where her ancestors live on, and they all have superpowers. I thought that was cool. And I'm very excited to see more of her. Obviously, she came back later on in the series, but I'd be very interested to see if she comes back in live action in some way. The actress that even played her said she'd always be down to do that, so I thought that would be cool. She's got an awesome power set too. Just she's got like super speed. She's got energy manipulation,
yeah.
stuff like that. I thought that was really cool. And in this one, I was engaged the whole time because you kind of have to be to read the subtitles, but
Yeah,
I thought it was really well done. Like it's a really cool character, and I think she's got a bright future in the MCU.
massively. When I first did my review for this, I was very not downtrodden on it. I couldn't get it across to me, sort of things. But when I sat down with the old man and the family to watch it again, and I warned them to look, it's all in a foreign language. You've got to read subtitles. You've got to prepare it like that. And then going into the episode like that, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a hell of a lot more, sort of thing, and it really got me more intrigued. And I was like, oh, okay, right, this is really is good. This is. I love how they've gone out to actually the proper tribes people and
Yeah,
get
and
their
work with
take on
them.
everything. Yeah, and work with them. I think that was really good. That was really nice. Um, and just having this completely different, brand new character brought into it was a really good take on everything. And I say I really, after watching it multiple times now, I have come to enjoy it. So I say this is my second favorite of the series, sort of thing. Um, but yeah, it really was good now, like, and it was just completely out of left field. I was not expecting anything at all. I thought, yeah, maybe when I first watched it, and like maybe like first 10 minutes are going to be in subtitles and stuff like that, and then to like start speaking English and you go from there, sort of thing. But to have it completely all in a foreign language, I think was a big risk by Marvel because again, just the casual people might not talk to that very well.
Yeah.
But I think it's paid off immaculately, to be honest. Yeah, it really is a good episode. And I'd say my second, to this point now, my second favorite episode, even completely finishing the series, my second favorite episode this was.
Yeah, for sure. And I thought it was cool tying in the whole history aspect of it too, with I guess learning like what was actually happening to the Native Americans, how colonists were actually taking them and enslaving them and killing them, and I thought that was an important thing for them to show. Like this did happen, And I thought that was interesting how they worked with the actual tribe, and they did that for Echo too. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I
so
made that when I did my Echo reviews. I made that sort of comparison. It's like it's very similar sort of storylines and like origins and stuff about both characters, but working with both these different tribes as well. That's really nice, and
yeah,
they're not just saying, "Oh, America did all this" and blah, 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 sort of thing. It's nice that they obviously branched out and absorbed their culture into the MCU to expand that way. It was really nice.
yeah. All right, episode 7. What if Hela found the 10 rings? I thought this was very interesting. It wasn't fantastic and it wasn't horrible. I thought it was good. It wasn't like anything special or that, but I thought the dynamic between Hela and the Mandarin was really interesting. How
Mm.
they're both like wanting to be the most powerful being in that kind of area, and then they kind of understand like what they're trying to accomplish. I thought the Hela and Odin story was cool. She's trying to resist Odin's wishes to make her the ultimate weapon for Asgard, um, being the goddess of death. So overall, I thought it was good. It was interesting, but it wasn't the best one in my opinion.
And yeah, so I was having a bit of technical difficulties then. All sorts of went off then on my end. Um, yeah, it was okay. It wasn't like spectacular or anything like that. I liked how seeing it with the crown in the floor sort of thing, trying
Yeah,
to lift the
that was
crown
cool
up and
too.
get her powers that way sort of thing. That was really interesting, that lot. And yeah, it was all right. See, I like how they're using the bands as well, and they were both using them and having a take on them like that sort of thing was really good. But yeah, it wasn't. This brought me back down to earth with the like first couple of episodes where it's like it's a good story, it was well done, but not overly necessary. If you
Yeah,
get what I mean, it's just yeah, it was there.
I think it was cool for them bringing Kate Blanchett back to play Hela because she was really good in Ragnarok.
Definitely. I say it again. Oh, don't do this. Not on live.
Everything's good on my end.
So my end's just literally freaking out. So yeah, but like I said though as well, it's nice to have the actors come back and play their voice their roles as well. And I love that. I mean, with how seeing how many that come back throughout the series was really good. So I was really happy with that.
Yeah. So episode 8. What if the Avengers assembled in 1602? So I was not expecting this one at all. I thought it was again very interesting. This was my third favorite episode of the season. Um, it's super different from anything we've seen in the MCU, like a completely different time period from anything they've done before. It was cool to see like medieval takes on the MCU characters. Like you have Happy Hogan, who's basically like he's not a jester, but he's like the royal servant to Thor. You have Loki, who's just a theater actor. Like all of that's so well done. The story was good. It was cool to see this kind of plot where Peggy Carter's thrown into this older universe and all the heroes are completely different. Um, I thought Thor with his group of heroes as the villains was interesting. Um, the whole backstory there was really cool. How like there was a rip in the sky and then Hela was taken, and then he kind of goes down this dark path and then kind of becomes like a I don't know like a tyrant of that area. But overall, I really enjoyed this one. It was very different from anything they've done, and I thought it was cool how it's a completely different take on these heroes.
Did you ever read the 1602
No.
comic? That's a conversation for next week then, because honestly, that comic book series so good. And when I seen this come out it, that was my favorite episode straight away. Absolutely, I loved seeing the take on everything and just that old timely sort of stuff. I was hoping for some more characters that was actually in the comic. Like I think you had the
Oh, really?
Punisher in it as well as yeah, you had like think that's Spider-Man in it as well. I think, and Daredevil. So I was hoping for some of them characters to come in, but yeah, just the take on it, and I just loved it. Absolutely loved this one, and obviously having uh, Captain Carter, that's where she went after her
Yeah.
episode, sort of thing, when she got sucked through the little wormhole, and she appearing here, just so good. And again, a nice link in the stories through. Obviously, Doctor Strange coming at the end of the episode as well. Well, Strange Supreme, I think it was, weren't it? The
Yeah.
dark, the bad one. Having him come in the end as well, it was really, really good. And yeah, I absolutely adored this episode. Really did. And just seeing it done in like the old sort of tiny way, and having Steve Rogers as leading Robin Hood, absolutely pissed myself laughing when I seen that. I just thought that's nice. That really is nice. But yeah, again, I absolutely adored this episode. Really did. I just thought it was great. Absolutely great.
Yeah, very well done. And now episode 9, the finale. What if Supreme Strange intervened? So this was one that could have gone a completely different direction in terms of the quality. They could have gone all out with this. I think it was well executed. I think it actually felt like a finale. Like, there were high stakes, there was an epic fight, and there's lots of characters. It was a very interesting reveal how Supreme Strange is trying to resurrect his own universe by taking the beings that destroy other universes and basically funneling them into this thing. I called it the Forge or something like that, and it's all
like
helping to resurrect his universe. So he's taken like Infinity Ultron, he's taken Thanos, he's taken a Loki, all these beings that have threatened their own universes, and have, like, he's using them to bring his own back. And at the end of this, we see the shot of the Watcher and Captain Carter looking at the multiversal tree that Loki creates at the end of season 2. So, do you think she could end up exploring the 616 universe that we have been watching for years?
I hope so, because just seeing that tree at the end, just having it there in all its glory, I was just, oh yes, that was such a nice shot, and it just worked so well. But yeah, this finale was good, but it wasn't like,
There was a lot happening in it.
yeah, there was a lot thrown in something. Like, we need to get that Marvel Zombies.
Yeah,
Need it.
that was cool
just
too.
Seeing that shot in the episode as well was so good in that line. Having Kachar fight it, and just it was so good in that line. And to me, probably out of that whole episode, that bit there, as well as the big bit at the end sort of thing, probably the best ones for me in that lot. There was nothing else that really like gripped me. I'm just like, I need to watch like it's all sort of thing, but it was all right. It was a good way to end it off in that lot, and I think it sort of grabbed my attention right at the end, seeing the Loki tree. But other than that, yeah, it was a good. It was all right. I think I might even say that maybe the climax to season 1 was probably better than season 2.
Yeah, when she got all of,
that's
like, she
my
had the
personal
Infinity
opinion.
Gauntlet, she had all that. I thought that was kind of ridiculous. Like, it was like,
yeah.
why?
It was not needed. It was like, it worked well for him. He
Yeah,
worked well.
like,
When he
he's
had all
cool.
these thingies.
I thought he was really cool.
Yeah.
I thought her and Kahori teaming up was really cool, though, to take on Strange. Yeah, and then that...
Need some more of him. Need some more of him. Zombified.
Yeah, I'm hoping that comes out soon, because the animated series this year, we got X-Men 97, we've got Spider-Man, or Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure Zombies is next year.
I think yeah. What I've seen or read or something is like either the end of this year or beginning of next that lot. But yeah, I just need it. Just really need it, because I think they could do so much with it. Really could. I just want to see Zombie Deadpool
Oh, that would be
as well.
interesting.
Oh, No, please come back.
Still good on my end.
So my end is freaking out something rotten. I do apologise when you're watching my live stream. Just yeah, go and watch Nate's. It'll be so much better. You get so much like clearer stuff. I promise.
Um,
Yeah, that's the end of series two of What If.
yeah. So overall, I'd give it maybe a 7 or 8 out of 10. It was a lot better than season one. There's a few episodes that kind of brought it down for me, but I thought it was really good.
Yeah, middle of the road, 6, 7, sort of done the job. But stop it. Yeah, 6 or 7 like rating for me. It was all right. It weren't nothing like you'd have to go back and watch the whole series again, sort
Yeah.
of thing. Like a lot similar with the first series. You could go back and watch individual episodes that really caught your attention. Like I could do with this as well, to be honest. So
Yeah.
it's nothing wowing, but yeah.
All right. So on to
I
Echo.
like to see what they're going to do for season 3. There, some of the
Yeah.
clips I've seen for season
Yeah,
3
that's true.
look really good. That lot. So,
And by the sounds
Yeah.
of it, it seems like it's coming closer than we think it is.
oh really?
It said coming soon, so I'm not sure if that means this year or if it's actually coming next year, but it sounded like they're like actually really close to releasing it.
Oh damn! Oh, I didn't realise that. Something new.
Yeah. So that's What If season 2. Now on to Echo. So overall, I enjoyed it. Was it the strongest show that they've done? No.
No.
It's an interesting pivot, though, in the tone that the MCU can handle. They've really leaned into the dark and gritty, violent tone of the Netflix shows. And I just have this question that I was thinking of. Do you think the reason they made the Netflix shows canon to the MCU is because of how similar this Fisk is to the Daredevil show?
Yeah, 100%. I think having them not canon, you wouldn't understand, and then have to do a whole sodding origin thing again with some of them characters. So having them say, look, even though we didn't produce them fully, they are part of our MCU now, sort of thing, and they are canon within what's going to happen coming forward, sort of thing. Like I don't know if you've seen the set photos for
Yeah.
Daredevil Born Again. There's pictures of all 3: Fogger,
Karen?
Karen, that's it, and obviously Matt as well, just all together and that lot. So they needed to say, look, go back and watch them because it's going to play a big part in what's coming in the future, sort of thing. So yeah, they needed to really in that lot. And if they've done that now, because they've done that with them, surely you're going to get all of them come back in some form coming forward.
Yeah.
And like we spoke on that live stream as well of how they're going on a more series driven route as well, making this Marvel spotlight instead of just the Marvel Studios. Having that is their version of the Marvel Studios for this grittier series and stuff should bring it more to focus and more, what's the word, coherence with the other things, and like have a stronger idea going forward with it all.
Like for me, I think you have all these references to Fisk's past that was explored in Daredevil. They kind of had to say, okay, we can't really do this without saying the other shows are canon. So I think that's probably why they decided to announce that basically when they were starting to market the show, and they were leaning very heavy into Kingpin to sell the show to people. So I think making it canon was, I think, a selling point for a lot of people.
Oh, massively. That's why I said in my review, I hope you're not going to go into this Echo thinking, oh yeah, Daredevil's going to be in it all the way through, sort of thing.
Very disappointed if you thought that.
It's literally, yeah, you would be, in that light, and it's just literally just all about her and how she's coming to terms with things, trying to get her family back and understanding more about herself. So just to have Daredevil in that first episode, that first probably half hour, whatever it was good just to say, look, he's here, he's part of it all, but this isn't his story. You gotta, if you want to see his story, you gotta wait till next year or till later on in the year or whatever to see his sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it was nice to just have it concentrated on there, because I think if Daredevil was in it too much and he just took it away, and it wouldn't have been as probably wouldn't have been as good just having him mixed in with it, because you'd get lost in the shuffle itself.
Yeah. Like for this, I thought it was very cool seeing Maya get her backstory explored, and you see her like ancestry. She has a very interesting history with her family. Like obviously, like power's been passed down through generations of her family, and I thought that was really cool. And I'm all for representation. Like this hero's a deaf, amputee, Native American character. And they really handled it really well with the main character being deaf, and she's using sign language, and other people are using sign language, and all that stuff. I thought that was really neat how they integrated that into the series, and it actually worked really well. Like, you're not mad that you have to read subtitles for the main character. It actually works really well.
I've got a question for you, actually.
Sure.
With Fisk having them, what's the word? Contact lenses for Maya. Do you think they could have been manufactured in some way by a bit of Stark tech, maybe?
I didn't think of that. You know what would be really cool is if they say it's from Oscorp.
Oh shit! Yeah, of course. Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
That would be cool.
I didn't think of that. I went to Stark first straight away.
But yeah, maybe because like everyone's saying, who bought Avengers Tower from Tony? Who did that? And there's people that think it's the Baxter Building or Fisk Tower or, you know, like some other random thing. But yeah, how have we still not heard who bought Avengers Tower? That was something all the way back in Homecoming 2017.
Well, yeah.
So
yeah, ages ago.
So yeah, I didn't think of that at all though. That like who gave him the contact on?
I said that because I said that in my review, and I've been looking at it and like, I know he's got like a lot of stuff everywhere and a lot of like fingers in stuff like that, but that's a bit above his pay grade sort of thing. He's got to pinch that somewhere else and manipulate it for his own benefit. So I was like, it's interesting.
Because even that's pretty high tech for what the Daredevil show was doing, because there was nothing even close to that in that show. Like it was very grounded. There's like no high tech at all in it. So yeah, that's very interesting. I wasn't at all thinking about anything like that for the contact lens. So back to Maya. I think she's a strong, capable, powerful character. I think she definitely has a bright future for, I guess it's going to sound weird. She has a bright future for the dark side of the MCU.
Yeah. I totally get what you mean.
So I think she's going to play a big role in the street level MCU going forward with, she's like, obviously Fisk is still out there. He's probably going to still be targeting her in some way. I think she is going to have to kind of get some friends along the way. Hopefully someone named Matt Murdock, someone named Peter Parker, someone named Kate Bishop, some of those characters. I think that would be really cool if we see that happening soon. And the Daredevil fight, I thought it was awesome. I didn't expect it to be in the first episode, and it's basically at the very start too, so it's like, yep, it's done, push it away, it's out, this is Maya's show. So I thought that was interesting how they just very quickly got that out of the way. And it was great seeing him back in the red suit. That was really cool. Even though it was a flashback, it's not like in the present MCU, but I'd love to see him back in the red in the present day. Obviously he had the yellow and red in She-Hulk, but I really want to see him back in the black cloth suit too. That one is so underrated and it's badass. I wouldn't mind seeing more of that as well because I think that suit's just so cool.
Yeah, like I said, I think it was done well just to get the Daredevil fight straight away out of the way, done dusted. So there's no messing around because if like I said, if they kept him in it, she would have just got lost in the shuffle to be myself, not law. But having that fight scene was just so good, man, and just showed you that, like even Fist says, like nobody's been able to like handle him as good as you did. So just to stand up to him and go, yeah, okay, she knows what she's
Yeah.
doing. She's very well equipped for this. It's like, yeah, that's
I thought
nice.
that was a cool line from him too. He still acknowledges, yeah, Daredevil's been a pain in my ass for a long time, and none of my men have been able to stand up to him. I thought that was cool. Like, you kind of get that underlying story for the two of them still, and I thought, oh, I can't wait to see more of that in Born Again. I'm also representing Daredevil today
Yeah,
with my
exactly.
Flogwell's gym shirt. Um,
Like I've got a Marvel top on, but it's a very unique one from
okay.
Comic Con. That
Oh,
is
Deadpool on what is that? Oh, okay.
TARDIS.
That's cool. Um, so yeah, Daredevil was cool. Kingpin, I thought he was awesome in this. Like he's just like the Netflix shows. He's again like a menacing badass in this. His dynamic with Maya was really interesting. I thought the dinner scenes were really well done. You get that,
Oh yeah,
yeah, you get that
so
like
so
family
good.
dynamic between them, but then there's that underlying tone of I'm a person of power and you are family to me, but you're also serving my intentions. So don't step out of line or something's going to happen to you. And then when he goes to Maya's hideout and the roles are reversed and she takes the head of the table, I
Oh,
thought that was so good. How she's basically saying, yeah, I'm the one in charge now. And Fisk sees that and he's like, what? You really just
okay,
took
yeah,
my
sort
seat?
of.
And then she pours the
It's,
wine down the sink too.
I was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna say that was really clever in that lot. 'Cause it's like he's got to be thinking, "Oh, she's clever there," because I'd have done exactly the same sort of thing
Yeah.
in his case, sort of thing. Which is really nice.
Like they really are the same person. Like you see that
Mm.
over the series. Like she's just as capable as he is in being this powerful figure. Um, I can't wait to see his future in the MCU. Maybe we can dive into
Mm.
it more on a potential Daredevil stream. But
Yeah, yeah.
I'm actually currently reading the story that is influencing what is probably going forward with his character. Because that post
Oh,
credit
okay.
scene is huge for him.
Yeah, yeah. See, I knew he becomes. I knew about him becoming mayor and stuff like that sort of thing, which was really nice, and him having even more power. But I've never actually read the comic book that it was like inspired from. So I'd have to maybe next week on
Yeah, I
the
was gonna
comic
say.
book streaming, you can recommend that for me.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be talking about that and the Daredevil series leading up to it because it was so good, and it's like a
Mm.
huge surprise because again, like the modern comics haven't been great. Not that I've been reading a lot of them,
Well,
but this one in
mm.
particular was so well done, and I'll talk about it again next week. But if Marvel Studios adapted that series in a show exactly how it is in the book, that would be one of my favorite Marvel things ever.
Damn, so it's
Yeah,
that good then. It's quite
it's so good.
damn. Oh, come back next week to see what series is going on about because I'm looking
Yeah,
forward
it's
to it as well
really
now.
well done.
um, what do you think about? Like I said, I've spoken with the Marvel Mad family now, like Jason and Jack and everything. What do you think about the ending then to like their fight at the end? Because I didn't mind it. I thought it was quite good having her ancestors behind her, giving the two family members, the grandma and the cousin, their powers as well to fight them all off and stuff. But speaking around, they was a bit disappointed where I was just like healing his trauma and there was no like real wham bam between them sort of thing. What do you think about that? Because I myself I didn't mind it and I thought it come across all right sort of thing. I was expecting a bit more of a more fight sort of thing. But I thought it was alright sort of thing myself. But what about you? What do you say? What do you think of the finale?
For me, I didn't think there really needed to be a big fight between just the two of them.
Mm,
I don't think they needed to have a whole, like,
yeah.
big sequence of them just fighting each other. I think it worked well for what they did.
Mm,
Um, she obviously has some kind of empathy for him, for what he's been put through as a child and where that's brought him into the person he is in the MCU. And I think basically, like, when she goes into his head and kind of makes him relive that moment or that trauma, and basically says, you need to set this to the side because it's manipulating you. You need to kind of let it go, and it's made you who you are today, and you need to be accepting of that. Basically, that's how I interpreted it. um,
Yeah, no, I can totally agree with you there, to be honest, because it was good and it was nice to have that. It's like not his origins of how he was, but seeing that like fucked up stuff basically that like, he had to deal with when he was younger,
yeah.
sort of thing. So seeing that and how that's manipulated him to being who he is now, I thought it was all right, sort of thing. I was quite shocked when I heard from like the gang that they wasn't like too impressed with that finale bit, sort of thing. I was quite shocked, to be honest. So yeah, I thought it was all right myself now, and it leads quite nicely onto the not big reveal, but the hinting towards what's going to happen in future series sort of thing. So yeah, I thought it was all right myself.
Like, there were a lot of people saying, is he a good guy now? Like, did she kind of heal him of his, like,
Oh
his
no,
bad guy kind of side? But it's obvious you can't do that with Fisk. You can't.
no.
And you see that at the end. He's clearly got ideas for things that are not good. Um,
I'd like to know who is it. We need to speak to the table.
I
I'd
think,
like
in the
to.
show, he has those meetings with the crime families. Like in season one, he had the Yakuza, he had the Russian, he had the Chinese.
Oh,
He had all these gangs coming together. And obviously, a lot of them died in that.
I forgot. I totally forgot
But I
about them.
think, I guess season three had that too. That scene where they're in like the bank or something, and there's all them talking around the table, and you see the
Oh,
stick fly in and hit the guy's head, and then
yeah,
just the blood takes over the entire table, and then Bullseye comes in behind Fisk.
yeah,
That's what I. That's what. Speaking of
yeah,
Bullseye, he's coming back. Um,
yeah. Again, another one from the series and that
yeah,
lot. Just bring them
super
all
excited
back.
for that. But yeah, I think Fisk
Mm,
is like. There's no way he's a good guy. He can't be. You
no,
can't do that to him.
no, no, no. Exactly. Like just seeing him how he's gonna like morph into more not menacing, but more things he's gonna like
Yeah,
eventually gonna do, sort of thing with New York and everything like that. The more power he gets, the more just
yeah.
badass he's gonna get. To be honest, like, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah,
Cannot
if it's
wait to
anything
see
like the
that.
book I read, then yeah, we're in for a huge treat.
I'm looking forward to actually seeing what book it is now because I literally wouldn't have a bloody clue. So
Yeah,
yeah,
stay tuned for next week. Okay.
yeah,
The last thing I just wanted to touch on was Maya's family. I thought they were cool characters. I'm interested to see how they could come back. It's kind of like, Kamala Khan's family. Like, they came back in the Marvels, but
hmm,
I don't know how these characters can come back unless you go to a more personal story for Maya. I don't know how you'd bring them back, but
yeah.
I don't know.
But myself, I think if they did bring her back, because again, I absolutely adored them, sort of thing. What was the lad's name? One that
Biscuit?
wrecked the um, biscuit. Yeah, that was me. That one. I said when I watched this episode, I thought, yeah, that was me. That's exactly what I'd do. I'd try and help a family member out, but then I'd wreck it up. And if I saw a big truck, I'd love to go and drive over it like he did with the monster truck. I thought that was brilliant. But yeah, with myself, if they're going to bring them back, it'd be similar to how they did it with Commander Khan's family. It would just be just like little side characters,
Yeah.
just there. There's no massive need for them there, but they're just there anyway, sort of thing. Just so it just fleshes her out a bit, sort of thing. I don't know why they'd come from there to like New
Yeah.
York or something. But yeah, they're just there. But I enjoyed it, and if she did like start a crime syndicate or her own sort of base where she lives and having them all work for her and work with her, it'd be quite nice to see like a second series of Echo if they did that. Yeah, it'd be alright.
Yeah. The other thing I want to touch on is the release method. So for this one, they released it all at once, which I think makes sense for this because this I don't see this as a show you need to wait every week to see the
No.
next episode. It's very short and it's very contained that it I don't think it needs to release every week, so I thought that was cool how they did it all at once. I'm just curious, did you binge this or did you watch it like over time?
I literally binged it. I think
Yeah.
I gave it a day or two, and then I watched like the first 3 or 4 episodes in one go, and then I think I had to go back to work after like the Christmas, not when it's Christmas period, but like after some time, I had to go work, and then I watched like the last episode, then sort of thing. So, to myself, for something like this, like they can even do this with like What If, either do it as a day after each other or just binge it all straight away in one day.
Yeah.
It'd be very satisfying just have it like that sort of thing. It was nice to see it all just dropped. Yeah, here it is. Go and watch it when you want to, sort of thing. Um, I don't know whether they could do it for all the series that they
No.
might be doing. Like Daredevil, you won't be able to do it with Daredevil. That to me, that's got to be a weekly thing.
Yeah.
Myself, like release the first 2 episodes on the first day, and then after that, week after week after week.
Yeah.
But maybe could do something like that with the X-Men '97. You could probably drop that all in one go, or maybe like have that as a day release, as well as the Spider-Man one as well. Which probably works more better for like the animated ones, or like you said, just self-contained. Like if they did like a Luke Cage one, they probably could do that just all in one go, sort of thing, or a Punisher one. They'd do all that in
Yeah.
one go, sort of thing. But yeah, they'd have to pick and choose what character they'd do it, just to dump it all the way, sort of straight away, sort of thing.
Yeah. So I personally I binged it all at once. Like I finished it in like the morning to like afternoon of one day. So yeah, I got it out of the way, but overall, I'd give it maybe a 6 or 7 out of 10. It's not the best show. There's a lot of cool elements though, like the action scenes are really cool. Kingpin was incredible. Seeing Maya's backstory and further exploring her character was cool. I thought it was good for what it was. Like it seems like it's a one-off, but yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah, I could see where you're coming from. I say I really enjoyed it. I'd I don't know. I'd probably get a 7 or 8 because I really enjoy it. I say the fight scene in
Yeah.
the skate rink play, that was an amazing fight scene. That was, I've never seen. I was saying to the lads as well, I've never seen, or the gang, anybody have them ski balls and just taking somebody out with them. I've never seen somebody like get destroyed by that. And like I say, they really went heavy-handed in. This is a mature
Yeah.
series. They're not going to shy away from any blood. Somebody gets killed, you're going to see it, sort of thing, which was really nice. Yeah, all in all, I enjoyed it. It was not one of the best series, but it wasn't utterly atrocious. And
Yeah.
like the CGI and stuff like that was really good and everything, and some bits. I don't think there was too much of CGI in a lot, but it was well, and yeah, I was quite happy with it. I was quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, so that's really all my thoughts on Echo and What If. So that's pretty much all I got.
Right, and yeah, we'll end it here and out because on my end. I don't know how my end's gonna end up because I'm flickering. You're stopping and starting every now and again, so I do apologise on technical issues this week. Hopefully they'll be sorted and fixed and be okay for next week going forward and everything. If you want a nice clean stream, go over to Nate's channel, go over to Thwip Media. They'll have you all running probably perfectly fine compared to my God knows what this is. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us. Like, share, and subscribe. Join myself and Marvel Med as well as Nate on his new and improved, like, humongous now channel and the Thwip Media that lot. So yeah, come and support us both, and yeah, hopefully we'll have for myself and my channel night one of our WrestleManias coming out this week on Friday. Come back into a full circle. You'd have the winner of the Royal Rumble between Huntress and our Squirrel Girl male champion. So we'll see that, and then on Monday you'll have Nate, the Marvel Mad Media champion, up against Roman Reigns. Which, yeah, I love you to bits, mate, but I'm not holding any hope for yourself. It is
Yeah,
the Godfather.
I wouldn't say I'd win against him either. So yeah, that's okay.
You'll see in the episode we did try and skew it to our favour, but yeah, that come check that out Monday and then check out the women's match on Friday. But yeah, I'd like to say thank you very much for joining us, and yes, sorry for the technical issues and sorry for the late start, but we'll see you again on another episode on another live stream. Come back next week for our comic book series. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. Really talking comics with Nate. It's gonna be brilliant.
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna have no notes. It's just gonna be unscripted, like just talking about all the comics. So I think that's gonna be really cool.
Myself, it's just gonna be a big wad of comics just here, and I'm just going, look, I like that one, I like that one, I like that one. And literally just rolling it off to you. So yeah, I can't wait for that. It's gonna be really good. So if you enjoy comic books and graphic novels and stuff, come back next week and see our thoughts on different comics and stuff like that. So we're really interested to see. Yeah, I'd like to say thank you very much again. Thank you very much, Nate, for coming on to the live stream. Really appreciate it as always. Great fan of his channel. Go and check his channel out. Absolutely magnificent. And yeah, just see you next time on another episode and another live stream. Thank you very much and bye bye.